Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Maftukhah, student major in English education at UHAMKA University. I would like to presentation my understanding after I learn about the data and how the data can influence how we analyze them using statistic. This is my assignment for language education statistic from 5C. Before we determine the research method, we must determine the problem and hypothesis first. There are many kinds of research methods, and there are known branches of science, one of which is statistic. Statistic is a mathematical science that is involved in applying quantitative principles to the collection, analysis, and presentation of numerical data. So, statistics deals with data. The data is about the type, category, and level. So, first, about the type, there are two basic types of data. There are qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is non-numerical in basic essence because it's not necessarily neat. For example, color, model, brand, etc. And it's usually collected through interview. And then quantitative is numerical scale where the numbers actually have something to them. For example, counts of things, time, temperature, weight, etc. And then in statistic, the intended data is quantitative data, which is usually collected through experiment or survey methods. Some of characteristics of quantitative data. First, calculation using numbers or statistical analysis. Second, used to measure research variables. Third, using hypotheses from the start to determine the theory. And fourth, prioritizing questionnaire techniques. And there are two categories from quantitative. First is discrete or finite, and then continuous or uncountably infinite. For example, two discrete is the number of detectives and the number of people with disease. And then the example for continuous is weight, height, and time of the day. And the third is the level of data. The statistical tests used also depend on the scales of data being treated. There are nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. This is four levels of data in increasing order of information. So, I will explain what are they. The first is nominal. Nominal it means in name only. Names of categories only, names of attributes only, and the example is color, manufacturer, flavor, etc. And the second is ordinal, is categories which also have order but no numerical scale. It doesn't tell you how much. For example, Likert type scale. Agree, strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. And then the sizes, extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. And place, first, second, third, and etc. And then the third is interval. Interval have categories, order, and scale to them. There is no natural zero. Addition and subtraction, it makes sense. For example, is limited to the dates and temperatures. And then the last is ratio. Ratio is the highest level. It has category, order, scale, and a natural zero. shows accurate numbers also. For example, is counts, weight, height, etc. So, the conclusion is when we are going to do a study, what we do before determining the research method is determining the problem and hypothesis. Then, either qualitative or quantitative will be used depending on the problem and the hypothesis uh, before. When we look at statistical analysis in research, quantitative data is what is needed because in statistics there are principles of applying quantitative to numerical data. So that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.